Hello friends, welcome to a new session on Object Oriented Programming Laboratory second year Information Technology, and this is the experiment number 7. In last session we have seen the concept of exceptions, how to handle it and how to override the accidental termination of the program in Java. In this session we are going to make use of the generic classes in Java, generic functions basically. And how do I make use of the generic functions to apply all kind of the data as input to it? It is equivalent to the C++ template concepts. Let's see the problem statement first, and then we are going to see how to do this practically in Java. Okay, so just open the syllabus now. Implement a generic program using any collection class to collect the number of elements in collection that have specific properties such as even numbers, odd numbers, prime numbers and the palindromes, like that. So to do this one, let's devise some logic. Say on a collection elements, any collection elements like array, will take it as an array, and on that array collection elements will perform the operation of finding even numbers, odd number, prime numbers and the palindromes in it. So let's see how to do this one. Okay, so let's create another file, generics. Okay, and let's apply some operations. So I'll go to the main first. What I require, that we'll check it here. So for example, let's create an integer array here. Okay, integer like I array, because I can make use of any kind of the arrays there. So let's create an array of integers, just like this. Okay, fine. And let's create a function, a generic function, which will contain two parameters there. That two parameters will be, first parameter like even. Even means if first parameter is even, then we are going to perform the counting or identifying the even numbers from it. From where? I array. Okay, like that. And then we'll check for others also. I'll declare a static method count, which will perform the similar operations there. Okay, so let's go step by step how to perform these operations here. So count is the generic function, generic method basically, that now I will be declaring over here. So it's a static method that will declare just like this. This is a generic class. Okay, so I'm making use of the T. It contains the first parameter as shown below is a string. Okay, what type of operation you have to do onto it, and second is the array of the elements. Okay, like that. Okay, in this way we are going to perform the operations. Now let's declare one variable even equal to 0. So I am going to count how many number of even elements are present inside it. So first of all, I'll check what type is present. Type dot equals. Okay, so if that equals even, okay, if it is even, so we are going to perform counting the even numbers from it. Okay, we will be counting the even numbers now. Now how to do this one? So we'll iterate through all the collection element using a for loop for t. Okay, so let's take one by one element t value, and we'll store that in the element here. Okay, it's not required. Okay, and if let's go to perform the operation, the number that I'll be having over there, that can be containing anything. So I need to convert to toString and then mod by 2. So let's have value dot, so let's convert it to string format. toString mod 2 is equal to 0. But the problem here is that string can't be divided by 2. So what we will do, from string to integer conversion will be done. Integer dot parseInt. Okay, then value will be converting to it, and then if it is equal to the respective number. So we'll just have one variable like even plus plus. Okay, fine. So in this way, if that type is equal to even, then I am counting the even element from these particular values. Whatever element I am having, from this element one by one taking value, that value converting to string, then integer, and mod by 2 equal to 0, the even plus plus, like that. So I am getting the count of total number of elements which are even. So let's check it out. Okay, total even elements are count, sorry, not even. Okay, fine. In this way, let's try it. So here I am making use of the generic classes. Here also, see, this is how generic class is used. Current class is integer. Integer will be the data type of this t, and from that I will be performing the operation of finding total number of even elements. So if you find a total number of even element, how many are there? 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 number of element are even in it. So let's run this. Yeah, see, 4. Now a common example I have done here, parameter is t given there. It's a generic actually, just like a template, you know. So I'm using integer currently. So let's change this, change the data type. Okay, make it compatible to integer only, because here I am doing the mod by 2. Okay, so let's create the byte array. It is b array there. Okay, so let's see. So I'll keep the same numbers and check it out. Now total even are 4. So for first case I am passing the integer array, and in second case I am passing the byte array. Okay, like that. Let's see one more time. Let's make the short array. Okay, short array is s array like, and let's pass the s array as a parameter here. So let's see this one. Let's run this code and check the output. Yeah, again 4. So integer array, byte array and short array. So advantage of using template is that you can pass any kind of data type as input to it, and then it will work the operations, it will perform the operations accordingly. Okay, so in this way it will do. Now if you go to the problem set, we mentioned that odd number and prime number and palindromes also. So what we'll do, we'll just make this odd also. So if it is equal to odd, then here we'll have not equal to. Okay, and let's have one more variable here, odd is equal to 0. So let's make odd plus plus and print the total odd numbers. Okay, so that's only change I have made. This condition, even one more variable are taken, so it will equal to odd, it will count the odd numbers after that. So out of all 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, okay, it's 4 4. So add one more number which is odd. Okay, here, so it will be easy to check even and odd numbers. So what I'll do, I'll count for short array itself, can count for the others also. Okay, here I'll write odd. Okay, and now try this. Now see, odd are 5. Okay, so because this function is getting called for the short numbers, short value. Okay, then the next case is checking the number is palindrome. Okay, or before that I think one more is the prime number. Yeah, prime number. So I need to write a function here which is finding the number is prime or not. So let's create that static boolean. Okay, one number, like a function I'll create like is prime. Okay, is prime, which will contain a number to check whether the number is prime or not, and then I will use that in the code actually. So how to check it out? Let's create a flag equal to 0, and then we'll iterate through the particular conditions. Okay, so let's make it use, what's the error here? It's not yet completed, that's why it's showing error. For int I is equal to 2, I is less than num and I plus plus. Let's check it. If number mod by I is equal to 0, okay, so number is divisible, fine, remember that. Let's say error here, semicolon, yeah, it's semicolon required here. Okay, yeah, So this number is not a prime number, so let's make the flag 1 and come out of the loop. Okay, fine. Let's error here again. Return statement is missing. Still we have not done any operation there. Fine. Coming out of it and directly we'll break it. Now our task is now if flag is equal to 0, flag is unchanged, flag is unchanged. So in that case, flag is unchanged means the number that you enter is prime. It is not divided by any number. Fine, that is prime. True, sorry, true. And if it is not, then return false. Basically, I don't require else there because return means directly terminate the function on the same point. This is how we are going to check the number is prime or not. Starting from 2 to number, divide that number by respective number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wherever the number is getting divided, flag will become 1, loop will be terminated, and the flag is 1, return false. Means the is prime will return false, that the number is not prime. But returning 0, the number is prime, like that. In this way we will do it. And now let's use this function here. Okay, if is prime, so your function name is prime here. If it is equal to prime, then we are going to perform the operation to check it. So we'll iterate through all, and if is prime, okay, I need to write the integer element there. So complete statements which are done over here. Okay, so this number which I am using, if this number is prime, okay, that number is prime. What's missing? Okay, one more. Yeah, if is prime, integer are passed in, whatever value I am getting, one by one value will be getting a string, then integer, and then passed to is prime will be passed here. We will check the number is prime or not, accordingly return true or false. If it is prime, return true, and if it is true, then increment prime by 1. So let's make use of one more variable here. Prime is equal to 0. Okay, so let's use prime plus plus, and total prime numbers is equal to prime. Okay, in this way. Now we'll observe that how many prime numbers are. This is not. So 7, 29, 19. 3 prime numbers are there. Count prime and S array. Yeah. So check 3 prime numbers are present inside. It will go to check that. Yeah, 3 prime numbers, correct. So whatever array you pass, it will get it accordingly. I am passing only short array. Same operations are possible for other kind of arrays also. Okay, so this way you can find how many number of prime numbers are there, and come with the final here is that if it is palindrome. Okay, so palindrome operation is actually easy, that we have to perform the reverse of it. Let's reverse it and check whether the reverse value is equal to the original value or not. Okay, so this way we can do it. Let's make use of one more variable here, palin 0. Okay, and to reverse I need to use the string buffer class. Okay, string buffer that will store the reverse of the original number. Okay, new string. You might be knowing string buffer is the mutable kind of class that we can use there. Value dot to string. Okay, so this is converted into the rev string buffer, and then we'll compare that if the number here, this one, yeah, if the number which is returned from here, this one, and value to string dot equals, actually, yeah, I needed to, it's already in string format, I don't need to convert integer format. Dot equals, yeah, value dot to string dot equals. Is there anything missing here? Not suitable method. Let's check it applied. convert that value into string format. Refi dot, there is a method of string buffer class might be knowing reverse. Okay, reverse method. Okay, so what I am doing, I am reversing the string buffer, because reverse method is not applicable to string class. That's why I converted to buffer, string buffer class. Then is reversed, then converted to string, and then I am comparing with your value. Okay, if reverse value and original value are same, they are same, then increment palin plus plus. So total number of palindrome will be printed here. Okay, getting it. So to reverse it, I'm getting the string buffer conversion converted to string buffer, and then that string buffer reversed and original string, I'm comparing whether they are same or not. So if they are same, I'm incrementing the palin variable by 1. So palindrome, this will be incremented by 1. Okay, so total number of palindrome I'll be getting over here. So we just can observe any palindrome number. No, actually no palindrome number is there, but check it whether any palindrome number is getting there. Count palindrome. Okay, so let's try this. Palindrome is total palindrome as a 1. Yeah, 7. Okay, it's getting 7 is a palindrome because a single number is present there. So what we'll do, we'll make it 73. Okay, and now let's check it. Now palindrome numbers are 0 total, correct, and even 4 or 5 prime are 3. Okay, now let's make one palindrome number here. What we'll do, we'll make it 151. Okay, so we'll making 151. So one palindrome number will be there. Yeah, check this. For 151 number is available here. That's converted into string buffer format. Then reversed, it will become 151. So reverse of it and original value to string 151 equal to 151. Palindrome number will get incremented and total that 1 will be added inside it like this. So in this way palindrome numbers are added. Now okay, so almost code is completed. We just can call the function, count function for all of this kind, I array, B array, even for L array, long array also. Can create one more array like long array, but it's required to write L at the end of it. So just check it out. Okay, so required the short array. So long can also be created, but you need to write L here. So that's only long arrays are possible to create. Okay, done. And if you want to apply this on long array, like prime number on long array, that's also possible. So I executed it. Now see, it's done. Okay, so in this way the generics can be used for the given problem. You can observe the code from the start. This is the prime numbers code. Check the number is prime or not. Then after here I am making use of the generic classes. Okay, so generic is T here, and the T element which I am passing, which is the array element, collection element is required there. So the collection element I am passing, the arrays are presented, and then if the string type is even, then I am counting the even numbers, odd, then odd numbers, prime, then prime numbers, where I am using a function above to count the identify the prime number. And palindrome is just like converting in reverse and checking with the original. If they are same, then I am incrementing the respective variable and total is printed. And see the main now. I am created integer, byte, short and long arrays, and accordingly you are performing the same operation on the different type of the data. This is what we called as the generic classes. Fine. So you just can try this code, and in the next session we are going to see how to do the file handling in Java. Thank you. Thanks a lot.